Yeah, I know. It got weird. Good dawning. Welcome to a Wednesday episode of Good Dawning. This is yeah, I know it got all screwed up there, but everyone will show up, so it's all good. We're all here. I will correct it at the end here. Not a big deal, guys, but welcome. I didn't even notice. I should have gone in. I should check that, but that's my fault. But everybody will pile in. It's all good. We're live. They'll see it, so it'll all work out. All right, and then we correct it at the end. All right. All right, so good dawning, guys. Welcome to a Wednesday Hump Day edition of Good Dawning. It happened exactly. Yeah, you get the fact that these things even work. So it happens exactly. So everybody will pile in. They'll figure it out, and we will set this up correctly after this for Thursday and Friday there. So yeah, and so at least yeah, and remember we all missed a day this week, right? So it kind of happened there. Yesterday I thought Tuesday was Wednesday, and so yeah, it happens. But welcome, guys, and you see everybody showing up, so it's not a big deal. We all know where we are, so it's if it's live, then it's not Memorex, so we're right here. But yeah, Dale, good dawning. Yes, but I'll set up Thursday and Friday and double check to make sure they're correct for us here. But today we got the Carnelian and Carnelian. That sounds like something out of Star Wars. Where are you going? Planet Carnelian. But yes, we have the Carnelian, or if you hear Carnelian wand, right? It sounds like some sort of like Star Wars weapon. Like, ooh, he has the Carnelian wand. But yeah, so we'll work with Carnelian. We've got Mind Info Oracle cards as well. So we'll use those today as well. I'm shuffling as we speak. And perhaps something happened in the last 48 hours. Things are happening so fast now, it's hard to keep up. I have no idea what day it is. Yeah, neither do I at this point. But yeah, we'll get it all fixed up here. And set the correct date when we set the show and get it all. You can fix it all up. It's not any real big deal. But fix the title card and all that jazziola. But yeah, so we get the cards here. And of course, we have our palm cards as well. We did palm yesterday. They're up on the channel, so check those out. I'll continue, whether they're viewed or not. It's up to you guys. If you want to check them out, here's the box. And there is a link on 2 days ago. I put the link up for the cards. They're $7. If you do an Amazon order and you want to toss $7, then throw them into your cart. They're certainly cheap enough there. But yeah, sorry about the mix up on the date and time and all that. It just goes to show how fast the matrix is crumbling, how things are moving faster than the speed of light, right? But is it more powerful than a locomotive? And, exactly. But things are moving pretty fast there. So good dawning, Karen Suki. Victor, I never put my finger on it. There's something significant about 4-8. Just know. Hi, beautiful Laura B. Yes. I just get emotional. Thank you last night. Much love. Laura B, if you missed Laura B, and is she in here? I don't see Laura B. Yeah, there she is. Grand Rising. Good dawning, Laura B. If you missed Laura B last night, and it was amazing. Laura's energetics are fire, and she's stuck on the line there, and we did Dale as well. So we got 7 in last night. And if you missed it last night, do check it out. It was absolute fire. And why would you want to check out somebody else's readings? Because in the beginning, she does a group reading that is perfect. Then she does a pick a card at the end, so you can pick 1, 2, or 3. So you can play 3-card Monty with Laura as well. And so check that out. If nothing, watch the end, beginning, and then fast forward all the way there. But either way, check it out. And if you want additional energetics from Laura, she does Reiki online, and the Reiki online can work better than Reiki in a front to face session there because there's no energies mixing directly. But yeah, so if you need Reiki, you can contact Laura. And of course, if you want a reading of your own, or if you had one last night and want one that's a little more private, or you have additional questions on your reading, you can email Laura at Laura@letspiritguide.com. And of course, check out our website, letspiritguide.com. Also, I put on the bottom here, and I don't know if she's she may not be, or she comes and she goes, but you'll see her on Truthwave either way. Witchy Trista, I put her in the as the small. I should have told her to come on over here as the small channel of the day. So if you don't know who Witchy Trista is, she works with tuning forks and all kinds of interesting sound effects and such. She uses her Claire Audio to work on to her channel basically. And so check that out. Please do subscribe. She's only like It only has 13 subs, and let's do this. Hide user. Go poof. And we're going to go ahead and do this. And there we go. All right, so we're in subscriber only mode, and he can take his OnlyFans there, and he can be his only fan because he's now banned from the channel. So there you go, T2D. We'll never see him again. All right, so let's turn on the chat filter here too. Chat filter, all messages. It only puts on the top messages, and then it's like, wait a minute, the chat froze. But it did. PG, fast. I was on. Thanks, PG. I truly appreciate it, and thank you guys for allowing me to mix up the dates and such. I actually was having a conversation with somebody yesterday about missing a day, and there is a YouTube channel, and I think Millie pinned a video of hers on there, and I forget her name. Maybe somebody can throw it into the chat there. Millie, if you want to throw it in. She's talking about this universe being basically we're living in a game system here, right? And if we're in a game, and because this is think of this kind of like the Truman Show. Oftentimes it might be that they could freeze the game, right? And we don't even realize it. So if they freeze the game, then we freeze too, right? But yeah, so I could miss a day, but not even realize it. So yeah, it's easy enough to do. Maybe. But yeah, so maybe that's what happened. We got frozen. They froze the Matrix, right? We skipped a day, or it feels like we missed a day. Suzette, good dawning. Not in my Sunnyverse, strange, whacked out peoples. No strange, whacked out peoples in Suzette Sunnyverse. Absolutely. All right, namaste, Suzette, Millie, Josh, Yolanda, Trista, Chloe, Grace, Lara, PG, Bonnie, and Angela. Well, thank you. You guys take care of me having to scroll through the chat there, Dale. Thank you. Fatima, good dawning as well. But yeah, it's an interesting theory, right? That this is not only like, how many people can say that they've had past lives in Avalon? Well, if it only happened once, then only about a couple hundred, maybe. I don't know how many people would be at the Knights of the Round Table and servants and whatnot. I mean, 50, 200, maybe 75. I don't know. But you have thousands of people saying that they had past lives, right, as Knights of the Round Table and this and that. It's because they chose to play that game, right? So if time is non-linear and everything happens all at once all the time, then you too can jump in and play the Avalon game, right? If you chose, on your next life. So Laura said clearly, Brick by Brick. The song appears today by Paramore. Brick by Boring Brick, and then not the Boring Company, right? All right, so since I've been shuffling these, let's go ahead and see what shuffles out of the Mind Info Oracle cards here. So we'll cut these into three. Un, deux, trois. Let's see what we get here. All right. Bottom card is the energetics we want to achieve, right? And then the top three is how in the world do we get to those energetics? All right. So let's see what we get here. All right, I'm going to pop this out as well. Let's use the microphone too, since we have it. I was just finishing up a charge on my phone. All right, the DJI mic number 2. Testing. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Had this been an actual emergency, we would have been. There we go. That sounds pretty clear. All right, the second part to that interview that aired this week, equally awesome. There we go. All right, I'm not going to pin that because Trista is the small channel of the day. But so check that out. It's going to go through the scroll there. And maybe I'll throw it off at the end if I can find it. But yeah, check. She's amazing here. And so if you have not seen this woman, and I forgot her name because I just literally found her. But you find what you need when you need it. And sometimes these things resonate, right? So yeah, check that interview that the Millie posted there. And yeah, check that out. Wishing everyone a leveling up. There we go. Bonnie Binsky. And again, thank you. Gotta love the Snoopy on there, right? There we go. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Thank you. All right, so let's see what we've got here. And all right, so today's card, leveling up. In order to level up, you must surrender. So there we go. So that's perfect, Bonnie. All right, so today's card is surrender, sweet surrender. All right. So you're being asked to let go of your need to control. You don't have any control anyways. It's just an illusion. But yes, Laura, if you rewatch and read my drops from the car radio, it captured the energy in the reads, but my Claire audience talks to me like that. It tells me a story. All right. Yeah, everybody's Claire's, even if it's the same Claire, is different than everybody else's Claire. So if you have Claire audience like me, it's not going to be the same Claire audience that I have that you have. And that's what makes all 8 billion of us unique. And 50% of the planet doesn't even really care for music. So, all right. Pivot. So if we surrender, right? So we have to surrender, which fits very well there with what Bunny said, having a level up kind of day. Because if you don't surrender, then you can't. You can't level. I mean, I guess you could level. There's no can'ts, but it's not as easy to level up if you're trying to create the show yourself. If you're the director of the show, when your higher self can direct it a lot better than you can. All right, so surrender, sweet surrender. Right? All right, so pivot. So yeah, in order to surrender, right, you would have to pivot. That would generally happen, right? I'm going to shift, and so we are Sunique. Yes, we are Sunny Eek. There we go, Suzette, with playing off with the word sunny there. Pivot. All right, so we are being asked to pivot. Pivot. Sometimes when things aren't falling into place after trying and trying, it's time to ask yourself, how shall I pivot? So pivot, however that is for you, you can pivot to the left or the right. I can pivot on one foot. I bet you Victor can still do the pivot on one foot too, the about face, right? So if you can pivot and do an about face. All right, so that's kind of what they're asking you to do an about face in your universe, however that works for you. For Victor and myself, it's putting your foot behind the other and spinning on the ball of your foot. For the rest of you guys, I'm not sure how you do an about face, but that would be a military style about face. But how do you do a 180 in your universe or a pivot in your universe is the question. Love music, it is life. There you go. All right. Yep. Got my ticket to see Fish on my birthday here in July. So that'll be fun. Manifest. So we are going to manifest. What are we manifesting? So if you surrender and you pivot, guess what? Generally, you end up manifesting something because you're shifting your energy. If you just shift your energy, if you go from this is heavy to this, any shift in your energy will manifest something generally speaking, into your loving, living universe. Manifest. You are always manifesting. Keep that in mind. And this is true. If you get up and say, I'm going to take a shower, that's your intention. So you manifest a shower, right? You manifested a life that gives you the ability to take a shower. 50% of the planet, give or take, doesn't have access to a shower, right? We said, we know that. So you've manifested a universe that gives you access to a shower. You sit here and say you can't manifest, but you got in the shower, right? Go ask somebody in the Sudan, if they're getting in the shower and going to go and find their closet full of clothes. So what did you manifest versus what they did? Manifest. You are always manifesting, whether you are aware of it or not. It's based on, we know what manifesting is. It's based on combining your heart, your thoughts, and your actions all in one, right? Heart-brain coherence. Otherwise, it's called pining or broken divine feminine. When you're sitting in it, but nothing's creating and you're pining for something or you're wanting something that's not rationally possible at that moment, right? How many of you guys want something, but you're not sitting in the steps of it? You're sitting all the way at the end where it's like all amazing, but you have to take it step by step. Have you thought about the next step, not the 35th step? All right, check in. Are you checking in with yourself? So we have surrender, pivot, manifest, but check in. That's always good because if you're trying to surrender something, pivot your universe and manifest something else, right? Then you have to check in with yourself, right? Are you coming from a trauma reaction? That's the question, because it's hard to really hard to manifest if you are sitting in a trauma state or a trauma reaction. Or if you've it's not as hard as you would think if you've been in survival mode. Can you allow yourself to get out mentally out of survival mode is the real question. Because a lot of us are in survival mode as well, and we think it's hard to get out of that. And it's really not. Again, our thoughts deem our universe, right? So if our thoughts are that it's hard to do anything, it's going to be hard to do that. Do realize, it's that simple of a Xerox. It's that big of a Xerox machine, so that everything that you're thinking, this is going to be hard. Well, damn it, you just tell the universe. It's going to be hard. It's a lot easier, guys, in the long run to manifest, to say positive things to yourself. We'll get into that here. Check in. So check in with yourself. Are you doing so? How often during the day? Are you pausing, surrendering your moment, seeing if you need to pivot, checking in on what you're manifesting, and checking in on all of that, right? So are you doing that during the day? That's something else to think about. If you're not checking in with yourself during the day, I mean, you check in with your boss, you turn something into your, what have you. But you check your eggs, make sure they're done. You check your steak, if you eat meat, you check your steak to is this medium or medium rare? We check lots of things. But one thing we do not do is check ourselves during the day a lot of times. Even when we get into and out of frame, most of us know, and that's where it gets even goofy. Most of us know when we are in frame, right? We're like, I'm high vibing 5D and I'm bouncing down, right? We know that. And most of us know when we fall into 3D, right? Or we fall out of the higher, there's no 3D or higher vibration. I mean, yes, technically, but I mean, really, let's just call it vibrational space, right? When we fall out, when we're in our higher vibrational space, where our upper room is, as you may hear from like Paul Selig, right? So if you're in the upper room, we're vibrating. But how often do you check in when you fall out of space, right? We all know when we're in space, right? You were bouncing along, ooh, I'm high vibing it, and you see the trees, and you're like, mother tree, and blah, 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 and you're grounded, whatever. But how often when you fall out of space, what do you do? Do you fall into the out of space? That's the question. Do you allow the out of space? Brazzy, good dunning. Welcome, Brazzy. Hang on. I'm going to give you, there we go. We are family, and you are family. And Brazzy, welcome to the family. There you go. You are French. You are crushing Brazzy's head. I am crushing your head, right? No, Brazzy, you have a wrench now. So congratulations. And I would never crush your head. I'm crushing your head, right? It's easy to do. I'm crushing your avatar. I'm crushing, but I can't crush your head because your head's not here. If you know where that is, put it in the chat, right? You know what that's from. But talking foreign TV, and Victor was talking about British TV shows, right? And, so this one's Canadian, but nonetheless, crashing your head. All right. So yeah. So the question is, when you fall into a negative space, right? When you fall out of yourself, and do you ground into that? Do you allow that to envelop you, right? There we go, Victor. I knew Victor would get that. The Kids in the Hall, one of the best comedy. You ever get a chance to watch an episode of The Kids in the Hall? Watch it. I'll leave it at, there you go. We'll leave it at that. If you don't know The Kids in the Hall, shame on you, right? You can watch SCTV, even better, right? Go backwards even further. SCTV would be the precursor in Canada's taste to The Kids in the Hall. So SCTV would be John Candy and otherwise. So if you ever get a chance to watch an episode of SCTV, even better, because that's like Canada's version of like the original Saturday Night Live. But yeah, Dora. So in your day today, when you are out and about and you check in with yourself, make sure you're checking in not only when you're positive, because we all know that we feel the vibe and we love to share it, right? We love to be that high vibe. But when we fall into, oh crap, this happened, or somebody said something, and we allow that energy to overtake us, whatever it might actually, Brazzy, I didn't know that. There we go. So Brazzy is Canadian. So, oh Canada, why are you so cold? No, but yeah, no. I have a friend who lives 10 hours due north of Toronto. So get in the car and then drive for 10 more hours. And, ask me why she still has 4 feet of snow on the ground. I have no idea, right? But yeah, so I call her Nanook of the North. But it's cold. But yeah, I'm a July baby, born in like 98 degrees or something. So new. All right, I'm starting the 7-day grounding exercise from the Pleiadian workbook. Today is day 2. I think grounding is so important now more than we are upper chakras. We need to ground. Absolutely. I don't disagree. When I come out of a channeling, for example, I'm all degrounded and it's, all that energy buffing around in my crown chakra and my throat chakra and whatnot. So yeah, no, that's awesome. Let us know how that works out there, Laura. And that's awesome. Canada must be totally waking up. Yeah, there's a lot of Canadians that Canada's like, 20 million people. I don't know. It's not huge. 30 million people. And how many Canadians do we have per capita? There are more Canadians per capita than there technically should be if you balance it out based on population. I mean, and we have two that I can directly name from Maritime Canada, which is like least populated part of Canada, as far as like, I mean, really. And so so we have Lindsay and Nathan from Maritime Canada on top of that, which is kind of newfie, right? Not even. So that's kind of different when you think about it, because it's how many people have you ever met from Maritime Canada? Not many, because it's it's like meeting somebody from Northern Maine. It's like it just generally doesn't happen, right? Like, I live in North Maine, or on that little upper hump in Minnesota there, or way up into Canada. That little sliver where it's like if you go to the left or the right, you're in Canada, but if you drive south, you're still in Minnesota, right? You know what we're talking about, right? All right, so per capita, they're more awake in general. Maybe, well, I don't know, but it's all situation. But who knows? But it is kind of in my when I had my dark night, right? My dark night of the soul, buddy, I met online through Aaron Daltrey's website. You're not his website, his Facebook page, actually, through his Facebook group. We know who Aaron and Victor and Aaron Daltrey. Victor's his own, but yeah, you could say Victor and Aaron, right? You ever been to the school SKOOL that they do there? But and she was from living in Toronto, like near Wonderland at the time, but not anymore. Now she's 10 hours south. You could say south of Thunder Bay, but way north of Toronto there. So, like if I were to go there, it'd be just a day's drive after landing, just even that. Aaron, Victor, and of course, everybody's been to the school, right? The SKOOL, the school that Aaron and Victor have done. So which is way cool. The school, right? So there are amazing things that go on this tube, right? And again, thank you guys. I never thank you all for there's 1 million channels on YouTube, over 1 million, if you realize that, right? Not active, mind you, but there's over 1 million people have decided to make a channel, post videos and whatnot, right? So you have 1 million plus choices when you're on YouTube, and so I'm always grateful when you decide to fly with Mr. Floyd's universe here, because you have lots and lots of choices and places to fly, and these do not go in the Mind Info Oracle deck box. So, but I will post these later today. We are just dashing in Crystal Shop tonight. But Snowy Owl, all right, we love the Snowy Owl. Good dawning, welcome. Kimberly and Chris talk about the Palladians not being what everyone thinks. Something I always felt, but was maybe not. Yeah, that's the thing. When you guys, and I'll state this as gingerly as possible here. If you ever get like an energy transmission or somebody, trust. Do you know, not the way to San Fe, but do you know the person who is giving you the energy? Rick, thankful all you beautiful people. Do we have an answer? What? Read Rick's comment, and we all can hold breath here for. Yeah. Rick is officially cancer free. All right. Woohoo. All right, guys, that supersedes anything else we would want to talk about. Is Rick's cancer free? Ooh, that's awesome. Bring a tear to my eye. All right, so Rick, you are an example of grabbing the healing by the horns there, brother. How? Damn, that's awesome. Woo. I think it was my cancer, right? Your favorite Rick. That's amazing. Wow. All right, so if you don't know Rick's story, and Rick came to us and he was doing chemo and not enjoying the chemo, as most people generally probably don't, in favor if you have to take chemo or if you choose to take chemo. Rick came back a few weeks later saying, "I'm damn done with this chemo," and you could tell the energy had shifted. And he had taken, instead of letting them take control of his healing, he took control of his own healing. And well, now Rick is cancer-free, and we celebrate that. That's freaking awesome. Favor, Rick. Awesome. All right. Miracles. Amazing. Woohoo. All right. So, all right. So we're going to just end on the highest note possible. Thank you for joining Good Dunning today. And we're going to go out with a bang. No, but really, Rick, that is absolutely stunning news. And we are just beyond words grateful to hear that. We are super thankful. And I'm sure you are too. And I'm sure Body Rick is grateful to not have to go through any more of all of it. And we see you cancer free. We see you in your 6-month checkup there. Clear as a bell. Rick, congratulations, brother. All the love in the world. Awesome. Woohoo. All right. So as we were talking here, when you do get down though, with the cards, and when you find yourself taking a moment, and I hope that you do take a moment in your day to ground into your energies, but we all feel it when the energies are good, and we can definitely feel Rick's amazing energy. But if your energy shifts during the day, if somebody says something or whatever, triggers a trauma response for unhealed trauma, and so you respond as the 8-year-old, 9-year-old in the trauma response that you set up for yourself to soothe yourself, whatever that is, be it hiding out, be it lashing out, be it cowering energies, whatever it might be. Do you check yourself when you fall into the darker energies is the question. Can you grab yourself before you go from semi-in frame or in frame to and out of frame, and in that state of despair, desperation, not depression, but maybe like a lower vibration, where things start to get dark, murky, what have you. There's always a point where you go from bebopping along to and shoom, and the elevator drops, right? And so when your elevator skips the floors and starts dropping at a more rapid rate, right? Favor, can you grab hold of the emergency brake on the elevator, so to speak, right? Back in the day, you pull lever and emergency brake, right? Now it's automatic, but could you grab that emergency brake back in the day if you were the elevator operator in time in your universe as your energy starts dropping? So that's the question. Rick, I'm going to be bopping all day on that news. That's amazing, man. But yeah, so when you're sitting there in your universe, and it just doesn't really, this conversation kind of is like the opposite of what we just heard from Rick there, but this is where we were. So when you're out there bopping around in your universe today, if something were to grab your energy, right, and maybe you get a bill, a notification, a call, whatever it is that drops you out of the frame that you're currently in, can you grab that energy before it envelops you and you realize that you're in it? It's like anxiety, right? When anxiety, you have like a minute before you grab the anxiety or the anxiety grabs you, right? So if anybody here bopping, there you go. Krista's bopping along in her, check out Krista there by the lake, and she's got some great shorts that she's posted. And her community page, I just saw a post, gave a like to a beautiful Ganesh. And so, yeah, there you go. But we love you, Krista. And she'll be live with PG at the top of the hour here. But seriously, if you're out bopping along in your universe there and something, maybe you get a call, maybe your boss is like, hey, we got to have a meeting and blah, blah, blah. When your energy starts to drop like that, because the moment you get a call from your boss, right? This is an example here. Your energy is going to, generally, it's going to drop, right? And if you, right. So the question is, can you grab that? Can you stand firm in your energy? Can you check in with yourself before the energy envelops you? That's the big question. A lot of us don't do that. And then the anxiety takes over. And then at that point, it's like the water level's up here, right? We're already in it at that point. Once you get into that emotional state, into that other vibration, whatever's taking you out, into that other vibrational state, once you've been taken out of your vibration, can you bounce back into it? Most of us don't and can't. And so that's the question. Can you grab yourself? And if you can do that, if you can recognize when you start to downshift, we all recognize when we upshift. But if you can stop yourself from downshifting and grab it and see why. Why am I downshifting? What is going on? What is the situation? Is this worth taking me out of my energy? And am I not in control of my own energy in the first place? Lottie B. Did I see Lottie B in here? If we did not see Lottie B in here, do check out her channel. She's an amazing pianist. All right. So let's check out our palm reading cards. Or in your case here, it's the Malap Starks, right? If you're reading it backwards, it's the Malap Starks. How do you say reading backward here? The Gindigard cards, right? Exactly. So if you're reading this backwards, like YouTube throws it out. All right, so card number 37, 34, 5, and 6 are on the channel. And then here's 37. And those were yesterday's cards. So today it's the minor lines. And there's only one. We're only going to do there's two cards. So the minor lines, each palm is different in nature. Minor lines, and no one will have all these lines. So like some of you may or may not have like a relationship line. I didn't have one for 99% of my life. It just started growing in a few years ago. For example, in fact, some people only have 2, 3, or 4 lines on their palms. This indicates that you take life exactly as it comes and do not stop to think and reflect. There you go. All right. So many of the smaller lines can be caused by stress and tension, right? And so for example, a nervous person would have more lines on their palms than someone relaxed and casual about life. So the one card that we're going to show today, because they start going in, there's a bunch, and so we're just keeping it easy and simple. So the one card today is the lines of Mars, the sister. So you have a sister, the sister line. We're not Darth Vader, but the sister line, right? All right. So there we go. So we have the lines of Mars would be right underneath your lifeline, and it's right there. Let's see how close we can get there. There we go. And it may even interject with or intersect your lifeline. So that's the lines of Mars. And if you're watching this in a replay or rewind, if you go to my community page, all of these cards have been posted up until these as of today. So you can learn palm reading too, just by spinning through the community tab, postings there. All right, this is a fine line on the thumb side of the lifeline. So on the inside of the lifeline, again, always on your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, that's your dominant hand. This line is like having a second lifeline. We're not talking about second life, right? Remember that. It provides extra protection. And it's always a fortunate to see on the hand. Do you have a second lifeline or a Mars line? Not everybody does. I do not. So if you have a Mars line on your hand, favor to you. There's my lifeline. I do not. So the line of Mars. There you go. And it doesn't count if you put a Mars candy bar in your hand. And give you a line of candy bar. All right. So the line of Mars. So we'll have that posted up today. So if you have that second line, it'll be inside your thumb, closer to your thumb on the inside of your palm, where you're right on the other side of your lifeline. So, and not lifeline like I've fallen and I can't get up, right? That's lifeline too, right? I've fallen and I can't get up. Favor, whoever invented that is a genius. That lifeline, right? But favor to them, that's what you do when you fall out of frame, right? In your universe, that's what we need. Is like I've fallen out of frame button. It's like ka-chunk. I've fallen and I got to get out of my energy. Exactly. All right, lots less complicated golf. What? All right. Oh, good. I thought something was wrong because mine was missing. All right, Witchy Trista. 22. There you go. So Witchy Trista, if you didn't notice there, you are the small channel of the day. So everybody do so. And eventually we may even have her. I'm going to communicate with you at some point because you work well you're doing amazing work with tuning forks. Which, if you have not watched Witchy Trista, and again, she's pinned at the top here. She's the small channel of the day. So do subscribe to Witchy Trista's channel. And she would be grateful. We can get her way past 13 subscribers there. But she works with tuning forks. And so, yeah. And so if you need to get a tune there or have questions on tuning forks, reach out to Witchy Trista. And eventually we will have her. I'll reach out to you with Miss Trista at some point. And we will have some tuning fork on the channel if you're so down. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about, guys. We support each other. There's no gentle better. We're all here for each other. And what I can teach, what I'm teaching you, you can learn something different from which we're all here to teach each other something, right? And we round each other off. So everybody's channel here, all of us, watching Laura last night, Care Bear, Victor, reading Millie's posts, whatever it might be. We're all here for each other, and we all have something here to teach each other. And most likely, chances are that even in a loose fashion, we all kind of knew each other or had the same sort of energy clump in the last lifetime, and 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 the last lifetime, ad infinitum there. So most of us are, in some form or fashion, there's reasons that all of us are clumped as an energy, as a bigger energy, right? Which is really what it is. When two or more people get together, you have one larger energy field, right? So all of this equals one harmonious energy field, and everything within it is everyone has a little bit to share with each other, right? And so in this case, Trista, check out Trista and see what she has to share with each and every one of us, because I guarantee if you are watching Witchy Trista at some point, then there is a reason you are watching her, and there's something that you need to learn. So if you see your universe that way, it makes things a lot easier too. It's like then you just can accept what's coming for you. It's coming to you for you, right? Because you, again, it's your toroidal field. You create it. So all right, so we'll get these guys posted up here. And just as a real quick one more time, if you have a line inside your palm, closer to your thumb, really, really closely connected to your lifeline, then you have a line of Mars. And you and Cohagen can go to Mars, right? Get your ass to Mars, right? There you go. You can go chase Cohagen to Mars yourself and stay at the Marriott on Mars, right? Just don't blow out the windows. Not fun. Go visit Venusville, though. All right, so name that movie. I always talk in like old school references. All right, so we're going to work with the Carnelian. We're going to do a quick channeling as well here, and we'll bring in. There we go. Total Recall. Right. Perfect. All right. So there. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. All right. So maybe you already have been. You never really know. We've heard all the stories there, right? We're not going to go there. But you could be, right? How do you know, right? I mean, what do you do in the astral? You never really know. Maybe not. But if you could be living on that rock, right? Lindsay, good dawning. Oh, that sweet Lindsay. Is there overexcited rabbit breaking everything in your dream? I'll take anything related to the stars. Ha. All right. Or a twister. It's a twister. NTM. It's a twister. Right. There you go. First the dinosaurs came, then the earth cooled. First the earth cooled, then the dinosaurs came, then the Arabs came and took all the oil from the dinosaurs. But is there a sale at J.C. Penney? That's the question. All right, guys. You can name that one too. All right. So we're going to channel. Let's see who comes through here. And if remember the lines from the movie Airplane there. There you go. All right. So let's see. Saint Germain, we are grateful. We are channeling through Josh for you, to you, this good dawning. And hopefully it's a good dawning for you. And we have taken Archangel Raphael and put him on the bus. He is separate energy now. So we are grateful. And we are channeling to you, for you, through Josh, for you today. And we say generally the same thing every dawning. So you know it is I, Saint Germain, channeling for you to you. So hopefully your day is amazing. So we are talking about energetics, right? And you are talking about the cards that you receive from the Mind Info Oracle deck, right? If you want a cheap Oracle deck, if in your universe, get one from the Mind Info, right? If your info is mind, right? But nonetheless, in your universe, are you able to pivot your energy? Are you able to surrender your energy? And the real question is, are you checking in with your energy, as we had stated? As Josh had stated there before, right? If you are not checking in with your energy during the day, then you are going to get yourself run over. What happens is that your frame goes up and down, right? You are like a thermometer, right? Your energetics, it goes up when you are doing well, and then it goes down, right? And your energy is going to vibrate up and down based on those who are coming into your frame, right? So those in your universe as well. So dependent on who comes into your frame, if somebody high vibration, so Deepak Chopra walks into your frame, your vibration goes like this, right? But if somebody evil, it's like somebody negative walks into your universe, a karmic person in your life, right? A negative Nilly, whatever, right? Somebody you dislike, whatever, walks into your universe, your energy, which could be up here, goes shoo, it will come down, right? Generally, unless you are an energetic master, you are the alchemist like Saint Germain, right? But otherwise, you're going to lower your energy, generally speaking, to at least somewhat be in vibration with the person who walks in the room. If they cannot raise their energies to your vibration, keep this in mind. If somebody cannot raise their energy, Lindsay, good dunning, to your vibration, right? Then from your universe, you have to lower your vibration to be in match to theirs, right? So if somebody comes into your frame and they are in your energy field, but they are angry and frustrated, and you are happy, right? And you are on cloud nine, or you are, like Paul Selig would say, the upper room, right? You are in your high chakra, right? And you are chill, and you are just like, and you are jamming out in your universe, right? If somebody comes in and they're having a lower vibrational day, right? Or they are lower vibrational, they cannot see how high your vibration is. You are going to trigger them. So you are going to send their energy. They are not going to understand how you can be of such high vibration because they've never been that, right? They've never felt, seen, or understood that vibration. So you are already triggering somebody of a lower vibration. Now you are standing in your high vibration and they are triggering you, right? So they are bringing down your energy. That you are up here. You want to communicate with them. You cannot from up here. You can look down and see where their vibration is, right? You see. But they look up, they get frustrated because they do not understand your vibration, but you understand theirs, right? You have been here. To get to here, you had to be here at one point, right? To get to here, right? So you are here, they are here. So in order for you two to match, guess what you have to do? You have to lower your higher vibration. Are you understanding? So from your end, if you are in a space, right? Say you go to work, right? This is the big thing about going to work when you are in ascension or waking up, right? You have to go to work for 8 hours a day, sometimes 10, and sometimes 12, depending on your job, right? Which anybody has to work 10 to 12 hours on planet Earth when you only have 24 in a day. Yeah, they are taking and cracking the whip on your back, right? And why are you taking that? But nonetheless, in your universe, right? Maybe you are giving 4 10s, and that's not that is your choice, but then you get 3 days off. So that is not so bad, right? Then you can go camping or have a little bit of a life, right? But if you give them 5 days, and it's much harder, right? Because you have to be home by Sunday night. So you sometimes the 10 is no big deal, right? But for either way, in your universe, so somebody comes in and they are in lower vibration, right? They are down here. The only way you can communicate with them without triggering them, and we put triggering, is to lower your vibration. So now you have to be with them at a lower vibration. So now you are in a dichotomatic state, right? Because you understand that you have to kind of vibrate down a little bit to talk to this individual. And so now you are susceptible to their lower vibration. So now things may frustrate you a little bit more. There's slower energy, right? And that's all vibration is, right? Just somebody who is down. They're here, you are here. You are vibrating faster. They are vibrating slower. So you are, and they are, and you are like that, right? So they are vibrating slower. So now you have to slow your vibration to match, just to communicate. If you're going like this, then they can't grab and have a decent conversation because you are overwhelming them with your vibration. This is why you lose friends, right? You have to step away from people because otherwise you are consistently driving yourself down to hang out with somebody. Are you understanding how this is working? So you have to drive your energy backwards, right? Down slower, less torque if you are an engine, right? Less RPMs. However you want to look at it, you have to slow yourself down in order to communicate with somebody who's of a lower vibration. And of course, you have to watch the concepts that you bring up. So not only do you have to shift yourself from fifth gear down to fourth or third gear, right? You now cannot red pill them, right? So you have to watch what you are saying. This is why it gets hard when you are dealing with people for yourself. If you are of a higher vibration, now you have a gulf of conversation, an empty space, right? Well, how do you fill the empty conversation? You are not going to talk about ascension. What are you going to talk about? Most likely they, being the lower of the vibrational two, are going to want to talk about maybe the news, right? And then you're going to go, I don't talk about the news because the news is my universe, is my news, right? What I create is the news for me. So you are seeing the world differently. So are you getting what we are going at here? Then we are going to talk about how you maybe politics, right? And then they're going to start writing into you about, well, did you see what happened with the T? And did you see what happened with this? And oh, this has been canceled by the D and the da 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 da, and it goes on, right? And then you go, well, again, I don't really play in the politics because again, that's what you take away my energies. So you see what happens here, right? So from your end, be careful how and whom and what you are communicating, right? Because when you are out there in your work, right? Are you hanging out at the water cooler? Is Fran coming to you at the water cooler wanting to talk about her children and be karmic, right? And or is Fran coming to bring down your energetic field, right? Is she sent in as an agent to bring down your energetic field? Or she's trying to steal some of your energy? She comes around you, right? Fran comes around you as the higher vibrational soul, right? And she's like, "Ooh, this feels nice, right? So I want some of that energy." So Fran plods and pokes at you until you get the reaction and she takes some of your energy, right? She is trying to control you by manipulating your energies. All of this is true. So from yourself, the bigger question is, are you, again, we are going to show the card, right? Checking in on the daily with yourself to maintain your highest vibration. Or are you allowing your on the day, right? So if you are meeting people and you are wanting to stay in frame, then they come to you and they would say, did you hear about what T-Man did? And you go, that's not privy for me. I'm taking care of my universe. I'm not paying attention to what he is doing. Stay in your frame, right? Or if they come and they say, the boss is going to do this, and you go, well, until it is done, then we will see what the boss does. You don't get into their energies. That is how you maintain, right? You have to keep your high vibration. Let them be the dervishing energy while you are solid in your frame. That's what happens when you leave your traumas behind and you stand in solid as source in your frame. You don't get dervished out. These things do not take you out of frame. You are not going to get all frustrated or worried about this or that or every headline, right? You are turning it off so you can create your universe and realizing that if you are the grand creator of your toradial field, then how you behave, what you see, and the energies that you put out is all that you see in your universe. So you could be like Josh, right? It's baseball season, yet he has seen no baseball player, not on TV or otherwise, seen no baseball score. So you can create what you see in the matrix, right? Turn it on, turn it off. Do you see politics in your universe? Then step back, turn it off. If you don't want to be lowering your vibration to step into the game of politics, right? You have that choice. And if somebody wants to bring you into that game at work or at the grocery store and they go, how about that T-Man, right? And you go, yep, how about him? And then you're just going about your universe, right? You don't have to give in to any of that. You don't have to lower your vibration. And you do not have to play in those lower frequency sandboxes anymore. You can just be like, look, I don't play that game. You can talk about all the politics you want. I'm busy creating an awesome universe, right? All of that. And those people as well, right? Are generally there to bring you out of your vibration, to be a sidetrack for you, right? To track you sideways, not keeping you, letting you move forward in your universe. Are you seeing that? If you can see that, then you will understand. We are Saint Germain. And just Saint Germain. Haha. We have channeled. We are grateful. When you are out today, take a moment. Check in with yourself. or in this case, ni kachek, if you read it backwards, right? With yourself, right? So ni kachek with yourself today. When you are standing around in your universe, are you still in your high vibration, or did somebody steal your Cheerios, right? Did they come in and take your vibration when they were talking about the boss worrying about maybe getting laid off or whatever it is that somebody was saying, or whatever worries they were throwing into your frame, whatever it is, right? So in your universe today, check in with yourself. Are they taking you out of frame? And are you lowering your vibration just to communicate with them? Or are you saying, I'm not going to even engage in that conversation because it is of low vibration, right? And so I don't see the universe that way. You could say that to somebody. I don't see the universe that way. There's no war. There's none of that. What I'm seeing in my universe looks peaceful. I'm going to the park and going to ground. Can you do that in your universe? Releasing transmission. All right. So yeah. So don't play energy. Speaking of grounding. There we go. Push it down. All right. Let's get the energy. It all builds up in my crown chakra. So yeah. So when you're out in your universe there, if somebody wants to we're all in a vibrational state. They're no better or worse. But if they're vibrating at a lower state than you and they come at you with lower vibrational stuff, do you then dive into the conversation because you have to lower your vibration in order to dive into the conversation? Or do you stay in your vibration and just say, I'm just not going to discuss that. You can have fun with that. I love you, but I'm going to go take a walk or ground or whatever it might be. That's the question. If you start diving into all that, if you give into the fears, what have you, if you give into the fear porn headlines, the doom scrolling and all, then yeah, you'll have, the only way to get ground into that is to lower your vibration. So keep all that. And of course, Rick's universe is amazingly cancer free. So let's ground into that. That's about the highest vibration I could possibly hear today. And I'm sure most of us as well. The highest vibrational words ever. Cancer free, right? I mean, honestly, those love you, cancer free. And those are amazing words to hear. So yeah, Rick, I need like a party pack or something. Like pop, something like that, right? So, all right, guys. So we are going to ground in, and I was going to use the carnelian. I guess we still will. No, different. I was going to use the carnelian, but because Rick there, we got to grab something else. And this is for Rick. It's the golden healer, because Rick is a golden healer. He heals. Patient, heal thyself. Rick is proof of the healing powers of you and your body, right? You as source and the body in combo. And so we're going to work with the golden healer today instead of the carnelian, which sounds like, I swear, I watched an episode of Star. Ooh, he has a carnelian wand. Be careful. Right? Something out of sci-fi, right? So let's work with the golden healer, and this is in honor of Rick here. And again, right. So there's two vibrations Rick could have taken, right? And then the one is the woe is me, and then no, Rick put his boot in the ground about a month ago there, and ever since then it's just woohoo. And so no, there's different energy. It's all about the energy that you put into this in your universe. What is the center energy? Boom. In your center, what energy is fueling your universe? There we go. All right, golden healer. So energy only works with your permission. It does not work otherwise. And of course, if anybody ever starts doing energetics on you without your permission, run, Forrest, run. Put a shield up, block it, ask them what the hell are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Any of that would work. Of course, turning on the violet flame, asking Archangel, or Isis, I should say, Goddess, Mother Isis, to drop a pyramid of light protection around you would work just as well. But either way, we will end this. We will make sure this gets sealed off at the end. Me too, Chris. Maybe think you picking up on the positive vibrations I send your way. Favor to all. All right. Heart Magic Man. Magic Man is Magic Man. Oh, yeah. All right. So let's go. All right. So here we go, guys. With your permission, sticking around, thumbs up. Not if you want to flip the phone down, whatever works for you. If you want to dive the chat, certainly understand, or dive the video, understandable. But either way, we're going to work with the golden healer, and we're doing this in honor of Rick because Rick is a golden healer himself. Rick has the formula, and he understands that you, patient, heal thyself. Thy energy heals thyself. And for that, Rick, favor. Here we go. All right. And if there's anything that you are looking to heal, any energies that are out of balance in your universe in any form or fashion, finances, otherwise, it's not just about physical healing. If your finances are out of whack, that needs healing. That's part of what needs to be healed. If you're friends, right? If you're looking to build a friend circle, healing that as well. Maybe you're, healing emotionally, writing stuff out, whatever it is. Healing is not just about physical. It's about all of it, right? The emotional content component, the monetary component, the social component as well, all of it as one, right? And of course, the vocational component. So healing all of it. All right. And we want to give props to Karen Suki. She got to go out with her family last night and got out of the house, went to dinner, and hopefully she had a good time. And props to Millie if she's still listening, getting ready to serve ice cream at the elementary school. Once a week, they do a fundraiser selling off-brand ice cream. All right, so this is a golden healer. Whatever you need healing in any aspect, and that again, not just physical. If you need emotional healing, if you need healing monetarily, if you need to heal the anything in your universe, your sex life, love life, your friendship universe, whatever it is, put it in the healing, put it in the golden healer, and see it coming out healed in your universe. And of course, guys, please do not forget, Witchy Trista is our small channel of the day, and we'll do that a couple times each week. We'll run out of channels if we're not careful. But yeah, so we'll do this a couple times each week. Somebody from the family here, or if not, a small channel that I watch, if once we run out of family members. But so yeah, check out Witchy Trista. She is pinned in the comments there, and please do subscribe to her channel. She's doing valuable work, tuning forks and frequency that's all this is all this is. It's a frequency game. And so working with tuning forks and working with your frequency is about it's important work. And so please do check that out. And if there's anything blocking you, you can use this golden healer to unblock it as well. And yeah, so this is amazing. We've got Chloe funded. We've got Rick without cancer. This is a woo favor. All right. We appreciate what you're doing, Trista. Absolutely. We appreciate you too. Everybody has, we're all like a big puzzle. And as if we stick together energetically, everybody's got a piece of the puzzle that we can all fit together. And you know what happens? We all become that whole puzzle together. If we each take a little bit from Trista, a little bit from Millie, a little bit from PG and Krista, a little bit from Dale, a little bit from me, and a little bit from Truth Wave. When we put it all together, you know what we have? We have one whole awesome universe. And we all have each other, helping each other, teaching each other from each other. So we have Care Bear, who's going to be doing astrology on the channel. She's been doing that for a year and a half in school, outside of having kids. So that's what it's all about. It's not about finding Pam Gregory or the greatest astrologer in KRS and putting him on the channel. It's about helping other people as well. I started this just out of the blue, right? And so now we've got Trista. So that's what it's all about, putting the small channels up there. It's like, and now we're going to have Care Bear doing astrology. And she's never done live astrology, but we're supporting her, helping her to create her astrological universe while we have, right, that's what it's about. It's not about finding the world's greatest astrologer and putting him on. It's about helping those in the family. She's got the talent. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're going to seal this off and close out here. I don't have to go to the crystal shop, so it's not a big rush. But we'll seal this off. All right. Sealed and closed. Favor whatever is going on in your universe. May you find healing and be able to keep it in frame today. That's the big thing. When something's coming around in your universe, don't let it fall out. Don't lose your frame and don't let it fall out of your frame, right? And then it overwhelms us. And when we lose our footing in something, and then it becomes and it over envelops us. Exactly. All right, so let's close this out with a group hug. Many more channels will come from this. You bet your butt. You bet it, Grace. All right. Amazing day, Rick. Fantastic. I'll raise the roof. What? I don't have any like bells or whistles or anything, but all right. So let's close this out. And of course, as we can see, our energetics works through the distance. So we're gonna have a group hug here, just like we do in Truth Wave. Love being part of the puzzle. I believe just being here and sharing with each other makes a difference. So many of us going through so much, same thing, supporting and healing. That's it. That's exactly it. All of us supporting and healing each other in love. That's what it's all about. It's a fantastically beautiful day. Oh, awesome, Rick. It really is. This is awesome. Ooh, favor to you, brother. All right. Let's close this out with a big Josh hug here. As thank you, Victor, you would say. All right, so we're going to make a big circle here, like you would see like a football huddle or a scrum, like maybe in like a rugby where they all put their arms up and push each other around, although we're not going to do that, right? Like a big circle. Left arm up to the person to your left, right arm up to the person to your right. We're going to send energy through our left arm. It's going to come around the circle through each and every one of us. Come around, it's going to get back to you and come back through your right arm and right through your heart chakra and back out your left. And we're going to spin it back around through each and every one of us and through each and every one of our heart chakras. As we spin that energy up like a reverse tornado, we send that energy up and spin it like the Large Hadron Collider, faster and faster. We're spinning it up, and we send that energy up in reverse to the greater source field, and we keep ourselves and that energy connected to the greater source field during this as we spin it and push it up. And we see each and every one of us in the highest loving, living light. We see each and every one of us out there today, helping each other energetically, holding each other up in the highest loving, living light, seeing each and every one of us in our highest loving, living light. And of course, seeing each and every one of us living our best lives in our best universe possible. We see the greater source field, everybody on the planet living their amazing, loving lives. And we see everybody out there, everybody having the right to have 4 walls or a geodesic dome or some sort of safe place to live. There should be no reason why anybody on this planet is living in a mud hut, a tin shack, or a tent, or, well, if you choose a TP, that's up to you. On this planet, everybody should have the right to have 4 walls with plumbing, indoor water, right? Everybody. Nobody should have to go down to the lake or the river, bring water back, boil it, let it sit for 5 hours before they can take a sip of it till it cools down, right? No. Everybody should have the right to clean, fresh water, right? Exactly. And with no farm waste in it either, right? We don't need to, we're not brushing our teeth and trying to re-enamel our teeth when we are drinking water in the United States, are we? So no, none of that either, right? Because that lowers your IQ. And of course, we don't. Also, fresh and clean food, right? No chemicals, no additives, no more pressed seed oils and whatnot in our foods, right? We're not eating foods that are held together by soybean or safflower oil. And I've never seen a safflower. Have you? All right. So, nonetheless, we see everybody on this planet with the right to eat clean, healthy food, non-GMO food, non-pressed safflower oil food, and other foods that are healthy for us and not made with ingredients that we cannot speak, right? Or dyes that that are not healthy for us, or chemicals that will take us another 150 to 300 years to decompose or longer because we're so full of preservatives, right? Exactly. So there we go. Everybody should have the right to a clean diet. Everybody should have the right as well to heat and air conditioning, right? Nobody on this planet Once we have air conditioning, so nobody on this planet should have the right to sweat to death. Why are you, if you are living in Africa, why are you having no air conditioning, no fan, no electricity in a hut? That's the worst thing possible. You should have the best electricity, the best air conditioner, and not be in a hut. You should have access to a swimming pool if you are living on the equator, but that's another story. Why? We see the armies of the world dismantling. We see the soldiers of the world going and shaking hands and hugging those and looking at family photos, right, on the cell phone, not the wallet, right, of those that they might have shot otherwise without even knowing, right? The dads and the moms who would have otherwise been erased from this planet for no reason whatsoever other than government greed, right? Basically. And we see the governments of the world apologizing to their citizens with hat in hand for torturing, slaughtering them, manipulating them, lying to them, grifting and grafting them, and placing them through the, well, we don't want to say what we, yeah, right. Exactly. Testing, medical testing on them, right? Yeah, the Nuremberg trials. We see the governments of the world apologizing for creating a walking phase 3 trial in the wild and breaking the Nuremberg Code on the entire planet. But that's a whole nother deal, right? So we see the governments of the world apologizing for that and realizing that they were no better than the one government that they always and will always continue to vilify in the first place, right? Mr. Hister, right? So what makes them any better? Nonetheless, so we see the governments of the world apologizing and changing their ways, right? Realizing that maybe what they did a few years ago is no better than what a government did 100 years ago, but 75 years or 80 years ago. But nonetheless, we see the world without forever chemicals. There should be no reason why there is more plastic on top of a mountain out there than there is in the water in an ocean. And there should be no more forever chemicals on top of that mountain than there is in the water in an ocean. But in some cases there are. Why? Why are we playing tic-tac-toe in the sky either? I do not know. But X does not mark the spot in my, and we do not see the skies gray at 3 o'clock and black at 6, right? Exactly. Not in my universe and not in any other universe. We see that erased. We see each and every one of us living the most amazing life, and we are grateful to see Rick without any cancer markers. And we see Rick going back in 6 months and the guy going, get out of here and don't come back for another 5 years, right? We see Suzette driving away in her car in perfect shape, driving away and with at least a minimum of 4 days respite, and her mother not unplugging the fridge in the middle of the night, right? And we see Lindsay hanging out with her kids, eating a really nice, healthy meal with fresh fruits and vegetables in her new, amazing home. We see Karen Suki, totally full of amazing health, out and about in her universe. We see Henny standing up straight, running a marathon in her new 2,000 square foot palatial apartment, right? And we see everybody else out there, and I don't know if you have anything else going on, so that's why you're not mentioned. We see anything else that you guys might have going on in your universes, cleared and free, favor to everybody in their universe. We see favor for everybody on this planet, and we see favor for everybody in this chat. And we send, with that, we say hallelujah, and so it is. There we go. Thank you all for sticking around on that. There's a Morphs Daily there. And of course, one thing I always forget, and it's because we're doing it right. So we release, real quick, we release our energy, our energetic vortex up into the greater source field. I added that in, but then I always forget to release it. So the energy tornado. So yeah, but it's all stream of consciousness, but it all works. All right, I'm enjoying the very essence of the absolutely beautiful moment we were sharing. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for being here. I know that there's multiple choices in the dawning, and that's as far as we'll go. And so I am grateful that you chose to fly with Mr. Floyd's universe when there are lots of choices out there. Thank you. I'm grateful, Rick, to see you sharing your amazing results. And I'm going to go dancing. And it's a great day. I mean, really, it's amazing. Hallelujah. Rick, favorite brother. This is awesome. All right, Chloe. Chloe is funded, so we will be seeing Chloe's crystals. Her website is being worked on as we speak, and these will be posted shortly as well. What an awesome day. All right, guys, stay awesome. Remember that everything you do helps to create your loving, living universe. If you're still in your dark night of the soul, as you release your darkness into the light. Release it to your highest self. Your cells vibrate faster. You step into your light body. You lose 40 pounds instantly, right? It's an instant weight loss program. And you make it way easier to create your universe through the light body versus the dark, dense trauma body. There we go, guys. Live today. I don't know who's Krista's live with PG in 15 minutes. Other than that, I do not think or Wounds to Wisdom with Teresa. I do not believe she is live today. She was live yesterday. She's only live a couple days a week. Viviani is not live. I'm trying to think about Viviani's not till tomorrow with John. Rooted Willow's not till Friday and Saturday night. And so, yeah, I think the only thing we have today is Truth Wave at 9:45. Tomorrow will be, and I will attempt to do so with my laptop tomorrow, will be the roundtable. So I have all intentions to be at the roundtable tomorrow, which would be at 1:30 Eastern time, 11:30 my time. Then I'll go DoorDash after that. But I have intentions. I will set my laptop up before Good Dawning and maybe even run Good Dawning off my laptop instead. We shall see. But either way, grateful for you all. And stay awesome, guys. Thank you. And Rick's proof anything can happen, guys. Rick is proof of the power of the heart, the power of the body, the power of healing, power of stomping into your frame. I remember that day. He's like, I'm done with this. I'm quitting chemo. And he stomped into his frame. Now he's cancer free. Never give up. Never surrender. Name that movie. Love you, Rick. Stay awesome because you are. And everybody, have a day as worthy as you feel you should have. It's a day you're going to have. So that's the truth. You only have the day that you're worthy of, that you feel you're worthy of. So stay awesome. Stay beautiful. And I will see you all in the next. Thanks, guys. Of course, do not forget to subscribe to Witchy Trista. There we go. Thank you, guys.